Do something I always like to do first before I speak in a public place. I want to honor the Native American people of this place, the Mohawk, upon whose land we are standing. The Mohawk have welcomed me via Evan Pritchford to this state, which moved me deeply as an immigrant. I'm originally from Romania, New York. I am a Romania. I'm originally from Romania.
Is that your Florida, New York?
I moved here when I was 3. I'm a U.S. citizen, so I'm very sympathetic to immigrants' rights, to workers' rights, and to diversity in general, and the need for diversity. So I was welcomed by Evan Pritchford, and he explained that, a Native American Mohawk, he explained that the original treaty between the U.S. government and the Mohawk people was that we should live side by side. That would be the Dutch, actually. The original treaty between the Dutch and the Mohawk was that we should live as 2 nations side by side, as 2 boats floating along the Hudson River. So I propose that if we have general assemblies, that we invite the Native American people as equal counterparts, nation to nation, and to discuss what issues matter to them and how we can work with them, nation to nation, county to nation, and how we can support to the extent that we can. So I'm wearing a pair of earrings given to me by a Mohawk Native American woman in this community in symbolic appreciation of that connection, which I would maintain. If you know, since women politicians are often made, critiqued on their hair or their dress, I made it a point to wear my favorite sneakers. If you look down here, these sneakers were purchased from Adbusters. Adbusters are the moving group behind Occupy Wall Street. And these were family-made, union-made, in a factory in Portugal, a small factory. They were also, that you can, as a shareholder, you can have a voice in the operations of the company. They give you a certificate. You can tell them how to run the show. They have a democracy within their factory. And it's no spot in response to the Nike sweatshop labor swoosh. They wanted no spot. It's just a white spot. So thank you for paying attention to my sneakers. I am also a registered Green Party candidate. I haven't sought the endorsement because it's a little bit late in the game, but in the future perhaps we can get that together. And so if I was to hold general assemblies, some of my proposed topics would include the Golden Hill Healthcare Center, maintaining that as a public facility, maintaining the essential health services, substance abuse in Ulster County.
Cut back on the sheriff's patrols. That's a good
Yes,
idea.
exactly. Cutting back on the sheriff's
Consumer
patrols.
Fraud Bureau is being eliminated.
Maintaining the Consumer Fraud Bureau. Thank you.
Terrible.
Creating a green economy.
Why?
Deploying long-term solutions, sustainable solutions to our economic development. Preserving open space, integrating ourselves as part of this ecosystem so that drawing upon ecological wisdom in our environment, we preserve open space, we have more energy efficient buildings, following through on the climate justice green jobs pledge that the city of Kingston passed and adding that to countywide facilities, and holding regular general assemblies. So whatever issue you have, bring it to me. Let's discuss it as a community, because through the consensus process we transform. We all need to be leaders in these times. We are smart enough in these times, we have access to information, we are well educated in these times that we no longer need hierarchies, that we can come together and solve our problems as a community. It's not black and white, it's not red and blue. It's a false dichotomy that media has created between conservatives and liberals. The issues are more nuanced, more sophisticated than just black and white, and we can come together to discuss them and find the compromises and the solutions to take care of ourselves and each other. We need to take care of our elders, we need to take care of those who are not as well off. We need to teach them how to be better through social services. And the fact that we're losing our social services through these austerity measures in our county and across the country is indicative of the decline of moral values. You know, we're judged by how we treat the poorest and the weakest in our society. And when we take care of each other, things are better. Developing countries around the world have had social services defunded because of structural adjustment programs by the World Bank, by these 1% actors lobbied by corporations, multinational corporations, who want to control how business is done in developing countries. Okay, they're doing that to us now in this country. trying to privatize Golden Hill, trying to make money off of our essential social services. So we can't allow for that, and we have to protect the public interest.
But you're not anti-business because you encourage small local business, right?
Yeah, I absolutely encourage local businesses. Decentralization is huge. Keep the power to the local people. We as a community can solve our own problems. Okay, focus on our backyards first before we start complaining, before we send troops abroad and bring troops back home, of course. But before we try to solve other people's problems. So certainly, I would advocate for a local green business economy, a local economy, and also local currencies. To the extent that we can support those as county executive, I would support local currencies because that keeps the wealth and abundance in our own communities.
Thanks.
All right.